But I mean, what do you even say? What is there even to say about this? You asked if he has dementia? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why do you think that?
I don't think
Because
that's dementia. That's not dementia.
What is that?
What is that, though?
No sane
Self-absorbed
person rambles like this in front of a bunch of generals and admirals and space guardians, Jodi. Space guardians.
Space Force, yeah.
Like in his mind, what does he think the reaction is in this moment as he's talking about autopen?
This is what I think is going like, oh, God, I know. I hate doing this, but they love it.
Oh, I kind of see that. I see
like,
that too.
I'll do
the greatest hits.
I'll do the greatest hits. I'll do a costume change.
I wish.
I'll come back, and then I'll do this.
It's Have I Got News for Your Ears, the extension of the Have I Got News for You cinematic universe. I'm Michael Ian Black, joined as always by the Have I Got News for You producers, Jodi Lennon Jim Biederman. Hello. How was your week?
It was good.
Yeah?
I mean, it was warm here. I choose to think about the weather sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't even have to choose to think about it because sometimes we're forced to think about it. So I agree with you. It has been lovely here in New York City. What a pleasant way to start, because I suspect...
I'm already asleep.
Oh,
well,
Jim.
But Jim, you're an older gentleman, and you're still recovering from
my surgery.
Yeah.
I have another week of.
Are you still wearing the contraption?
You still have a corset? Do you still have to tie yourself into a bodice?
You know, I have my handmaidens do it with me.
They put a foot in his back.
Yeah. I'm just going to get into it because it's a crazy morning. As you know, Pete Hegseth,
Whiskey Pete,
summoned all the major
generals,
admirals.
Were they modern major generals? Or
modern major? By the way, very much modern. Very, very much.
You are
modern,
in New York City. I love that.
Yes. You know Mike's in New York when he's doing like light operas, light opera jokes.
I am the very model of a modern major general. I've information.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pirates of Penzance.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So he assembles his modern major generals, and he does his patter song.
Yes, he does the patter song. He summoned them at great expense, and now apparently this happens every year. They do this kind of, I don't know, a kumbaya thing.
All hands on deck kind
of
thing.
But they don't tell anyone when it's happening or
Oh.
where it's going to happen. This year they broke with that, well, for security reasons.
Okay.
This year they broke with that tradition. They said when it was going to be, where it was going to be, and for our enjoyment, it was televised.
Right.
So the opposite of for security reasons.
The opposite of security. This is more like let's get the ratings.
So I didn't know that this is an annual thing that they do.
Yeah.
Me
I thought
neither.
it was a weird thing that Whiskey Pete was doing, and I understand that it's different than it's normally done, but it's not. But now that you're telling me this,
it's not
as weird as I thought it was.
It's not as weird, but they don't do it to this extent. Like
Right.
They will just bring in.
And they don't usually have pyro, and Kid Rock doesn't usually open for it.
Yeah.
No, he does.
Oh, he does.
He does.
Okay.
He does. That's all part of it. So Hegseth gets up and does his normal we're about warrior spirit.
Right.
Uh-huh.
The warrior spirit.
Our job is to kill.
Yeah, but warrior spirit, it does feel like the path of the artist. It really feels like that kind of.
Oh, the artist way?
The artist way, thank you. Kind of a slightly bullshit new age crap.
Wait a sec. Break that down for me.
Yeah.
Oh, bullshit meaning not good.
And crap meaning the same as bullshit.
Got it.
Yeah. This more, it's more rhythmic than anything else. It's not really. I don't mean to be redundant. He was the opening act.
Right.
The
headliner.
The headliner. Thank you. Was President Donald J. Trump. Kind of made a surprise. It was a surprise.
Well, it wasn't because we all knew he was going to do that. He's been saying for days he was going to show. Oh, my bad. Oh, surprise! It was a surprise.
The admirals and generals didn't know because they're on comms lockdown or something.
Right.
No. He announced yesterday he was going to probably going to show up and say a few words. Few being the lie.
Right. How long did he speak?
I think we clocked it at 55 minutes.
Okay.
And, when Trump talks for 55 minutes, he has a lot to say. So it all makes a lot of sense.
Yes, he's laying out a cogent new vision for the American armed services moving forward for the next 10, 20 years or something.
Here is his open.
Okay.
So didn't it used to be called the Department of War? And he goes, yes, sir. They changed it like in the early 50s. So we won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything in between and everything before that. We only won.
How many wars were between the First World War and II? This is a trivia question. World War I, World War II, what was in between?
Well, wasn't there the war when they were trying to get Lucy and Desi to sleep in the same bed? And they lost that one.
That was 57 or 58.
Okay, I'm getting my dates.
Yeah, you're getting
right. Little Orphan Annie, I remember on the radio. She had to.
Yeah, that was during the Depression. So that technically could have been between World War I and World War II.
Ah, right.
And then we went, in a way, woke. That was probably the first sign of wokeness. And we changed it to defense instead of war. And I said, what do you think? How do you think if we changed it back? Would that be a nice idea? And Pete loved it immediately. Some people thought about it. They gave it a little thought. But in the end, we did it. And I have to be honest, it's so popular. I thought it would be met with fury on the left, but they're sort of giving up, I must be honest with you. They've had it. They've had it with Trump.
Think, Michael, think. Take your time.
I'm sorry, I'm falling asleep.
Oh.
Yeah. He put me to sleep.
I think he's asleep. I think he's literally asleep. He's sleepwalking right now.
Sleepy Don. Sleepy Don.
So
it's rather sad.
So he goes on to say that it was the Department of War.
Right.
And that in the early 50s, they changed it to the Department of Defense. With all those woke people like General MacArthur.
Eisenhower.
Patton. Super woke Patton. Yeah. Speaking of Patton, now there's people who are listening to this on an audio only, but for those wonderful people who are listening on the video.
Right.
Oh,
this is Patton.
Yeah, they've recreated the set from Patton.
Which is the gigantic American flag, George C. Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Why listen, you sons of bitches.
Right.
Sometimes performers get a lot from the energy of the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a lack of energy in the room, right?
Yeah, so it's all these admirals and generals.
Yeah, they don't respond.
They're not allowed to.
Right.
And he goats them. He tries to get them to like,
the applause.
You can applaud if you want.
A
you can laugh if you want. Yeah, wave. Do a wave. Why don't you guys do a wave? I love the wave. We did that at someplace, a baseball game.
They did the bump, 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 bump.
I thought it was weird that halfway through he was like, we could just do a Lenny Bruce thing.
Yeah,
yeah. Zappa-dappa-doo.
Well, here we go.
They've been after me for so many years now. Here we are. Here we are. Come to the White House anytime you'd like. No, they've given up. They're bad. A lot of bad people.
Question, who's he talking about?
I don't know.
I know the answer.
Is it Democrats?
Yes.
Oh,
Democrats. Bad people.
Right. That's an easy one. That's the give.
Right.
So
he's telling a room full of non-partisan, career military officers that Democrats.
Let's put it this way: whether you agree with what they do for a living or not, whether you agree with the idea of having a Department of Defense or, war or not, these are very serious people.
By the way, I think most people agree with having a Department of Defense.
Maybe. Some people may not.
All right.
But I'm just saying.
I just didn't know that was on the table, that we just get rid of the armed services, which seems to be what you're implying.
We want to defund the Department of War. I have to say, every time I have seen a general speak.
They're impressive people.
Yeah. They're getting lectured to by this guy.
Right.
Who says, they're bad people, they want to come to the White House. But anyway, I'm glad I'm here.
Anyway, feel free to shoot one if you see one.
But all over, it's been so popular. It's been very popular. I really thought that we were going to have to sort of fight it through. There's been no fight. There's been no fight. Like what I called the Gulf of America, because to me it was always the Gulf of America. I could never understand. We have 92% of the frontage.
I walk every day, so I was walking and I heard this frontage, and I started to listen very particular to the rest of his speech pattern. He's a real estate guy.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Only.
Throughout the whole speech, there's a lot of peppered with real estate, but frontage.
Mm-hmm.
Who talks? Listen, there's some property with incredible frontage.
It's like on HGTV when they name the number of items in a bathroom. It's like a 5 or a 3. Nobody. It's like, does it have a toilet, a shower, and a tub, and a sink? Is
That's
it like
full bath.
water?
You just said a full bath.
But sometimes they'll use numbers to describe the bathroom. It's a 3. It's a 5. It's a 2.
Oh, they're rating it.
No, I think it has to do with the number of water outlets.
Oh.
How many
A sink, a shower,
risers?
a
How many
tub.
risers are in there?
Oh,
What kind of
Now
frontage?
you're in real
What kind of
estate.
frontage does it have?
It sounds like the speech went over very well.
which part are
It
you
started,
listening
you know,
to?
it started off normal, and then, you know, if you can say that's normal. But he started to get into. Well, first of all, you could tell when he was reading the prompter.
Oh, you can always tell.
Right. It's just it's the least exciting part. Where
Right.
he's just like, and also it's Wednesday. And he reads the prompt. But then when he was doing the weave, lots of weave, he starts talking about.
Rosie O'Donnell?
No, he didn't get there.
Good guess.
Didn't get there with her, but hang on. He starts talking about our submarine force, our naval force.
Our submarine is the best in the world. It's the penthouse of submarines.
Yes,
It's-
exactly.
I like a penthouse.
Top
of
floor, top
submarine.
floor. Here we go.
We were a little bit threatened by Russia recently, and I sent a submarine, nuclear submarine, the most lethal weapon ever made. Number one, you can't detect it. There's no way. We're 25 years ahead of Russia and China in submarines. Russia's actually second in submarines. China's third, but they're coming up. They're coming up. They're way lower in nuclear too, but in 5 years they'll be equal.
Flag rank officers are learning something brand new today.
Hang on, I just want to get the math right. So we're 25 years ahead of both Russia
and China.
But Russia's doing better, and they're in second place to
They're
us.
second.
So
China's-
that would leave China
Decades behind.
third place?
Yeah, third place.
Got it. Okay. One, two, three. Got it. Okay. He thinks he sounds intelligent.
Of course he does. Because somebody
We were
told him
talking about
something.
this earlier.
You and I.
You and I were talking about, is he a malignant narcissist who's
Yes.
got dementia? Yes, that
Oh.
part's true. No, but does he have dementia?
Yes.
Is there a layer on top?
I said no.
On top of it.
I mean, what do I know? I'm not a doctor, but yes, of course, I'll slander him. I'm happy to slander the president based on nothing other than his words, actions, and
I mean,
deeds.
I think it's agreed that the base diagnosis of which we are all capable of making,
Of course.
is that he is a malignant narcissist, which is one thing, but that doesn't necessarily.
Okay, so here's my evidence for the dementia thing. He reposted on Truth Social a fake AI generated news story from Fox News, and he put it on his Truth Social as if to say, "Look at this great thing I did." The med bed
the
thing.
med bed, yeah.
It was fake from start to finish.
Did you see also his posting? I think last night as well, of the marijuana will cure all elderly ails.
Oh, yes, I did see that. So, did you know this story, Jodi?
No.
So apparently some lobbying group of cannabis manufacturers sent him a video that they made to secure his vote in whatever legislation they're trying to pass. And he just put it on his Truth Social as if it were some sort of scientific conclusion presented to him in video form. He didn't understand that the video was made for him and for him only, and that it was essentially a propaganda video
Right.
on behalf of the cannabis industry.
My Uncle John taught at MIT, so I'm smart too.
But the medbed thing was shocking
Yeah, it was shocking.
because he apparently posted it sincerely, thinking that he had signed legislation making these fictional beds available to everybody.
Gotta say, MedBed's a great
I mean,
name.
It's a great name.
Whoever came up with it.
they're little
I
pods.
mean, Trump came up with it.
They're
but-
like capsules or pods.
They're
or-
Star Trek capsules that
Yeah.
Dr. McCoy would put you in, and he would close the thing, and then he would open it, and you'd be healed.
Oh.
There are people in the like QAnon world who think this is a real technology that is being hidden from the American population, and so Donald Trump apparently believes this too, and believes that he signed legislation to make it available to all of us.
Gonna click my heels and jump for joy. Got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
Wow.
That was the hippie episode.
Yeah, it was great, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Also a malignant narcissist.
This is an audio presentation, but raise your hand if you might have a little bit of narcissism in your makeup.
Oh,
Oh, we got one hand up.
I do not. I'm the opposite because the narcissist thinks everything's about that. I'm neurotic, which is I think
That is
everything's
true.
my fault.
You're right.
Yeah.
I actually don't think everything's about me, but I think you're neurotic.
I didn't know that about you.
Every week I leave the taping and say to Amber and you or Jim, am I getting fired?
Yeah, you text me.
Yeah.
Saying,
Is this
am
the
I
week I
fired
get
yet
fired?
or something? Yeah.
Yeah. Every week.
And-
And every
and-
week I mean it.
Well, I've always wondered, like,
Yeah, I didn't know
how
if you
long
were
does
meaning if
Yeah,
you
it's a
meant it
bit.
or not.
It's a bit, right?
No, I would say it's 75% sincere.
I just thought you were like in a
Poor Martha.
like in a
Poor
show
Martha. Poor
show
Martha.
haze. Like you were so in the moment.
No.
And you get off stage and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
You did say that you felt that this
This past episode I
was
thought
a
good
show that you
episode.
thought, and you don't watch these shows, so it
No.
doesn't. But you thought, getting off stage, you thought, I think you texted me and said, I really felt this one was a good.
Yes, we had a good show with Joy Reid and Lewis Black this past week. I thought it was
a very
terrific.
good show.
Yeah, it was super fun.
I don't want to say I was starstruck to have Lewis Black there, but I was excited to have Lewis Black there.
I was
I'm a
really
fan.
excited to have them both.
Yeah.
And I have been a fan of Lewis Black's for so
Yeah.
long. And it was
And I'm a fan of Joy,
new,
too.
Of course, me too. But like from a comedy perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just an energy that we have not had because his energy is unique to
To him.
I remember he used to do a bit about selling a TV show idea, and he talks about he does this whole ramble about coming face to face with an elephant penis. And he had sold his show idea, and so he's got these two narratives going. And you're like, where is he going with this? And basically, how he has to sell the show, suck the elephant penis off.
Yep.
So
that sounds right.
He's not wrong.
no, but it's always like, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. It's right in my face. Like that was
That wasn't bad.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, he does this thing that I guess I'd never seen him do live, where he shakes his chin before the punchline.
Yeah.
So he'll go, and I didn't know they were fucking psychotic.
He did that twice, and it always gets a laugh.
Hilarious.
It's really,
Yeah.
really funny.
It's so contrived
Yeah, yeah.
and so funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the submarine, so he then kind of sidesteps over to
He weaves.
he weaves, to nuclear.
And it was really a stupid person that works for him mentioned the word nuclear. I moved a submarine or two, I won't say about the two, over to the coast of Russia, just to be careful, because we can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N word. There are two N words, and you can't use either of them. Can't use either of them. And frankly,
It's a shame.
Well, I mean, he just
It's easy to overlook that he said the N-word thing. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that some more. But then he said there's one or two nuclear submarines
right.
basically off the Russian coast, but we're not
Right.
supposed to talk about the second one. So he's revealing the secret that we have sent two nuclear-powered submarines off the coast of Russia, but I'm not supposed to talk about that. Well, you just did.
I mean, to be fair, this is a secret meeting, guys.
Right.
This is a televised
right.
secret meeting.
yeah,
so-
these are generals, and he's basically just telling what they already know.
It does seem to me that he doesn't understand stealth technology even a little bit.
He doesn't. No.
He thinks that our stealth airplanes
Yeah.
are literally invisible.
Yeah,
He thinks they're
they're
like Wonder Woman jets.
Yeah.
Where nobody can see them. He
Right.
doesn't understand that it's just it's about radar, and it's about the radar signature.
Correct.
So I assume the same thing is true for the nuclear subs.
I'm still thinking about Wonder Woman. Wasn't it cool when she was in that?
It just looks like she's floating in air.
Yeah.
It looks like she's
Seated.
sitting and
Yeah.
It's so cool. There was a lot of wind created when she'd do that spin.
yes, a lot of wind when she's spun.
Because she just.
Let's talk about the two N-words.
Okay, I know what the one N-word is,
Yeah,
nuclear.
I think we all know what the other one is.
But there's a wistfulness in his voice.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the part where you're like, I wish I could say both of them.
So is he off prompter or on prompter?
I suspect
I hope
that's
it's
off prompter.
I hope it's on. Stephen Miller snuck that in last night. Moving on, because it just doesn't end.
Oh my
It doesn't
gosh.
end.
when we go with the word war, and we want war because we want to have no wars, but you have to be there, and sometimes you have to do it. I have settled so many wars since we're here. We're here almost 9 months, and I've settled 7, and yesterday we might have settled the biggest of them all, although I don't know. Pakistan, India was very big. Both nuclear powers, I settled that. But yesterday could be the settlement in the Middle East. That hasn't happened for 3,000 years. I said, how long have you been fighting? 3,000 years, sir. That's a long time. But we got it, I think, settled. We'll see. Hamas has to agree.
Oh, that's the only obstacle?
Look, I have.
That seems like a.
Yeah.
That seems. I mean, seems like a significant.
You know, in the Sudan where they're battling it, it's a civil war. Yeah. I'm pretty close to having a settlement there.
Okay.
We just need to get the two sides to agree to it.
Oh.
But we're very, very close.
We've done this before where we try to figure out what the 7 are.
Oh, well, obviously he solved Russia-Ukraine.
Yes.
We
Right.
forget about
In
that
the
one because
first
it happened
week.
so quickly.
Yeah.
It was in
And
the
it was in
24
24
hours.
hours, yeah.
Yeah. Even before I think he got inaugurated, he had settled that one.
Yeah, yeah. You know where he's going with all this, with the wars.
I'm assuming it's the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's right. Ding, ding, ding.
He's saying this in front of the general.
Ding, ding, ding.
But
Here we go.
this, I
Yep.
just want to say, this next clip is for anybody who loves to hear a pin drop.
Saved a lot of them. Even in Africa, we saved the Congo with Rwanda. They've been fighting for 31 years, 10 million people dead. I got that one done, and very proud of it. So if this works out, we'll have 8 in 8 months. That's pretty good. Nobody's ever done that. Will you get the Nobel Prize? Absolutely not. They'll give it to some guy that didn't do a damn thing. They'll give it to a guy that wrote a book about the mind of Donald Trump and what it took to solve the wars. And he'll get the Nobel Prize will go to a writer. No, but well, let's see what happens. But it's be a big insult to our country. I will tell you that. I don't want it. I want the country to get it. But it should get it because there's never been anything like it. Think of it. So if this happens, I think it will. I don't say that lightly because I know more about deals than anybody. This is what my whole life was based on.
I have a question.
Yep.
What are you going to do with your part of the Nobel Peace Prize?
Belt
The part.
buckle. One of those belt buckles you can open a bottle.
So smart.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
I was thinking maybe I could put it like on the hood of my car, like a taxi medallion.
Oh, that's fun.
Right?
Taxi medallion. You know, you have to, it's not easy to get one of those. It's harder to get a taxi medallion.
Then a Nobel Peace Prize.
Maybe. Explain to people from other parts of the country what a taxi medallion is.
They used to have fleets of cabs
They still do.
that were owned by one company.
They were owned by multiple companies.
But I mean, meaning that different
Jodi,
fleets.
the medallion you needed to put it on your hood in order to
So that you
have a
could
license.
operate, right?
It's a
But
permit,
the
basically.
medallions became very, very expensive.
Yes.
Like 75.
That's how Michael Cohen made his fortune.
That's right. That's right. And so they would get together like investors, and they would buy a bunch of medallions that would go on the hood of the cab.
And then you deal them out. You could sell your
Yes.
You
old
could sell them out.
medallion.
You could actually also, you could lease them to a driver. It got to the point where those rates were so high that the drivers barely made any money because the lease was so high. But then that collapsed, I think, with Uber. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm
And
doing.
now
with
the
mine.
drivers still aren't making any money.
That's right.
Do Uber drivers not make money?
They don't make much money.
Here he is again. This is all kind of war-centric. And
Oh
also-
my gosh.
How could there be more?
And when you do, the President of the United States signs your commission, as you know, and that commission is beautifully displayed. And I sign it. Actually, I love my signature. I really do. Everyone loves my signature. But I signed it very proudly, and I always think to myself, how can you have an autopen sign this? It's just so disrespectful. To me, it's just totally disrespectful. And it turned out that almost everything he did was signed by autopen, except for when he gave his son, Hunter, pardon. He signed that one. And that's actually the worst signature I've ever seen.
But I mean, what do you even say? What is there even to say about this? You asked if he has dementia? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why do you think that?
I don't think that
Because
that's dementia.
no-
That's not dementia.
What is that?
What is that, though?
No sane
Self-absorbed
person rambles like this in front of a bunch of generals and admirals and space guardians, Jodi. Space
Force.
guardians.
Space Force, yeah.
Like what? Like in his mind, what does he think the reaction is in this moment as he's talking
honestly,
about autopen?
this is what I think is going like, oh, God, I know. I hate doing this, but they love it.
Oh, I kind of see that.
that's what
I
it is,
see
like,
that too.
I'll
do the greatest hits.
I'll do the greatest hits. I'll do a costume change.
I wish.
I'll come back, and then I'll do this.
Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly.
Michael, you can see Michael's confused again.
Yeah.
You've played Call of Duty, right?
It's not
you've
so
played Call of
much
Duty, right?
confusion as horror.
Right. Well, there's horror, but you've played Call of Duty, right?
Sure.
So you know the opposite enemy, the opposing force. Usually wearing an outfit that you recognize.
Right.
Right?
In this case, not so much.
He's saying that there's an entire secret army in this country from within.
That's right.
They're not wearing shit. You don't know who they are.
Which is why you just need to start shooting. He didn't define who the enemy was, did he?
No, but I think we know who they are.
Well, I mean, does he just mean
Democrats?
Democrats?
Yeah, yeah.
Does he also mean immigrants? Does he mean?
Well, sure, because he's kind of he did a great U-turn off of the border
Borders.
and gets there.
Right. I mean, it sounds like, and I don't know, but it sounds like what he wants is to send the armed forces into Democratic-led cities and just have them open fire on people. That's kind of what it sounds like. What he wants.
I think in his fantasy, he enjoys that spectacle. He enjoys people being mowed down by machine guns.
So when he says that, I think to myself, that's not what I want in my nation, and that scares me.
Yeah.
I don't like to be scared by my president.
Right. That's a good policy.
I vote on which presidential candidate scares me less.
I
know.
It's unfortunate that we're relying on the people who voted for him to get their Social Security checks or their welfare checks or whatever, or SNAP monies, not in the mail for them to go, hey, wait a minute. The farmers who all voted for him are furious with him now about Argentinian subsidies.
That's right.
For soybeans, because the Chinese aren't buying our fucking soybeans from the last fucking time he was president.
No, it's because of the tariffs this time. They've cut off
They stopped buying soybeans the last time around,
and it hasn't come back.
It hasn't really come back. It came back and then not to the level it was.
Right.
And now it's just like falling off a cliff.
It's zero now.
Zero.
But I think Argentina
It's
now
a different
is selling soybeans.
They are, but we're giving them subsidy not for that. We're giving them subsidy to keep their economy up.
Right.
Because the guy who's in charge of who is an acolyte of Trump is driving that off a cliff, just like he's driving us off a cliff. And the farmers who voted for him, who are soybean farmers, who know a lot about trade, because that's their whole business.
That's their business.
Are incensed. But if you ask them, would you vote for him again? They'd probably say, yeah.
Yeah.
At what point do you say, how many times does this guy have to fuck you over before you go, yeah, maybe not a good idea?
Well, so at least twice.
Or maybe it was 3.
Well,
It was
3.
It was 3. It was 3.
The second
We don't
time,
count that one.
the second of the 3, he was like, you can have it, I don't want it. That was that. He just said that. So
Yeah.
he knew he won. We all knew he won. But he's like, you know what? I'll take
Take
a
it.
pass. I'll come back.
You know what it is? He knew Biden was not getting any younger.
Yeah.
He let him take a shot.
Yeah. He's generous.
And look what good intentions get you. You know?
Autopen. All right. We're gonna wrap it
All
up.
right.
You're gonna play a game.
I'm going to play a game.
With a very excited.
Oh, good.
Audience
if you
member.
remember when she was chosen,
She was
it like
screaming and
Price is
yelling.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very enthusiastic.
And then you're doing an interview later.
You have with Jeff Hiller, completely delightful fella.
Yeah.
And after this shit, I think we need some delight.
Yes, we
We
need some
do.
delight.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
guys. Joining me now, an audience member from last week's taping of Have I Got News for You. She was in the audience and now she's on the podcast. Meira, hi there.
Yay! I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You seem excited, and that makes me excited.
I'm glad.
What's life like for you, Meira? You're a student. What are you studying?
I'm studying information systems and astronomy.
And astronomy.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite astronomical object or body?
My favorite astronomical object is Venus. I love Venus so much. That's our twin planet. That's our goat. Allegedly, she was formed from the same stardust as our planet was. So that's kind of gang right there. So I love Venus. Yay.
All right. All right, Meira, are you ready to play a game?
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
clenching. I'm ready. I'm prepared.
We're going to play Lie Curious. Here's the rules. I'm going to read you 3 facts about a celebrity, and you tell me which of the 3 is true. 2 lies,
Okay.
1 truth. And I think you'll do well on this because it's 3 facts about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, I've heard of her.
And there's also an astronomical element in here.
Oh, no.
Here are our facts. Number 1, she has an asteroid named after her. Number 2, her high school nickname was the OC. Or number 3, she has an accidental cameo in an episode of The Real Housewives of New York. Now, I will confess, I do not know the answer yet. I haven't looked at it. So we can puzzle this out together if you want.
Really? I'd love to work together with you, Michael.
Great. What are your first thoughts? Asteroid?
Well, here's the thing. So I'm intrigued by the second answer, the one that her name was the OC, because I know the OC is it was like a kind of a millennial TV show going on at the time. So that's where I'm thinking, like, historically, this kind of checks out, based on our context clues.
I don't love that you're using a reference to the OC as historic because it's making me feel ancient. I don't appreciate it.
It's okay.
That.
We can be a geriatric bag of moans together.
All right.
I'm in college. I'm kind of getting up there, bro. I'm kind of getting up there anyway.
How old are you? 22?
I'm 20. Do I look 22? But anyway, I think the second
you want to go with the OC?
No. Wait. I want to know, what do you think? And then maybe
I actually feel like I heard she might have an asteroid named after her, but that's just flickering in the back of my hippocampus. But this is your game. It's your game. So you gotta.
I think the asteroids might be correct.
I don't want to persuade
because
you.
I know that they award people asteroids, especially at MIT.
Okay. So do you want to change your guess from the OC to the asteroid?
I'm gonna change my guess.
Wow.
But I'm not being a copycat. I'm thinking about it. You see,
right.
I told you I wanted to know what your answer was.
Yeah, you did, and I'm giving you my answer, and
I'm stealing it.
All right, I'll take it. Here is the answer, according to the script I'm holding in front of my hands. Yes. Answer: AOC has an asteroid named after her. Wow. And in related news, Trump is currently trying to get Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck on the phone. See, that's a reference to the movie. You won't even know this. That's a reference to the movie Armageddon, which takes place. Yeah, I know, which is why I knew as soon as I read the joke, I was going to have to explain it to you. Yeah, I mean, not a great joke for somebody who wasn't even alive when that movie came out.
Listen, the whole time I could have watched it on YouTube.
You could have. You didn't, but now you might.
I did not. Can I also show the audience my nails? I'm going to show them my nails.
Please do. What are we looking at?
It's spiders.
Yeah, look at that. Just in time for Halloween. They look like perfectly good Halloween decor, manicured nails.
And they match my outfit.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, Meira, you're a delight.
Thank you.
You're just an absolute delight. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Congratulations on your victory. And I hope you'll come back and see us again at Have I Got News for You. My guest this week is a comedian. He's an actor. He's an author. And now he is an Emmy winner. His name is Jeff Hiller. Hi, Jeff.
Hi. How are you, Michael? It's good to see you.
Nice to see you, too. And this might be the first time I'm interviewing somebody on this podcast whom I am a fan of and my daughter is a fan of. So,
really?
Yeah, you've bridged a gap.
Wow, I don't normally bring in the youths.
Yeah?
Usually it's my mom loves you.
No. No, Jeff, my mother is dead, and how dare you bring it up right at the outset of this interview.
Mine is too, so boom.
Oh, well, that's fun. We can bond over dead mothers. Okay. Oh, good. I didn't know this was how the interview was going to kick off, but I'm so glad.
It's always nice to start on a warm note.
Can you walk me through that moment when they said your name there on the Emmys? What was that like for you?
I've been in this business for 25 years. I know how it goes. If there's a famous person, they always suck up all the energy. And I get it. I want to give my energy to the famous person too. I totally get it. And everyone in that category was more famous than me. I went on goldderby.com. They said I had a less than 1% chance of winning. Out of the 7 nominees, I was dead 7th. Yeah. And so I had done all of this work to be like, it's not even about winning. The nomination really is the big award. I had no thought like, oh, I think I might win. Like other people were like, I think you might win. But I was like, you don't know anything. Right. I've read the blogs. And so when they were calling out the names, I was like, how do I look happy for the winner, but not too happy where it looks like you're faking happiness? And I just didn't want anybody to be like, oh, you can see he's about to cry or whatever.
Well, see, this is why you're such a good actor, because when they said your name, you actually appeared happy. I have to be honest. You had me fooled.
Well, that was genuine. I was like, what? I can't, even my husband, who had been like, hey, let's just go for the excitement. We've never been to the Emmys or whatever. He goes, oh my God.
How did somebody somewhere come about? Was it just a pure audition situation? Were you buddies with Bridget? Was it both?
I knew Bridget. I always say she had my email, but not my cell phone. So that's the kind of friend we were. We had done shows together downtown, and she just emailed me and said, hey, you're going to get an audition later today for a show I'm doing. I'd love it if you could audition. I totally get it. If you don't want to, because our budget is really small. And I was like, at a temp job, I was like, I'll audition. For your HBO pilot. Yeah, I'll do it.
What was the temp job? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was Physicians for Human Rights. Oh God, am I not supposed to say that? I don't know.
No.
Anyway,
that sounds like a perfectly good organization to promote, Physicians for Human Rights, and you left them in the lurch to go be a movie star. How dare you, Jeff Hiller?
I think it was only a 2-week assignment. I was like there for someone who was out like in Afghanistan being
a hero.
Being a hero, exactly.
Right. So you wrote this book, Actress of a Certain Age, and it's autobiographical, and it's a bestseller. Am I right?
Yes. It's not a New York Times bestseller, but it is a bestseller.
We don't have to clarify with whom it's a bestseller.
Okay.
Everybody would have just assumed New York Times if you hadn't opened your mouth.
I like to be authentic.
But a lot of it is about your struggles, the years you put in the trenches of showbiz.
Yeah.
And your story is, I think, obviously specific to you, but a familiar story for people in this industry where you just struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. My question for you is, had somebody somewhere not come along, had it just been, let's say, another 10 years of struggle and small parts and this and that, would you have felt, do you think, that it had been worthwhile for you? Was the journey itself worth it for you?
Yeah. I do. I mean, like, there were some times when it was like, am I going to have enough to pay my half of the rent? That I was like, Jeff, you idiot. Why are you in this place? You're over 40 years old, But I know I would be like, I'd have to be on like Zoloft or something if I were working at a desk job every day and not at least doing improv at night or something like that.
I guess I'm kind of glad to hear you say that, just because I know that there are, I don't know how many people struggling in creative fields and who will never get the Emmy, who will never get the recognition. I'm somebody who will never get the Emmy, Jeff.
You know what? I'm not going to feel sorry for you, okay?
I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine.
I'm doing fine. But my point is, just to all those writers out there and all those fine artists and all those poets and sculptors and everything else, like that feeling that you have to do this thing, I think is so valuable. And I love that this moment happened for you and that you have this job. And I love that you say it would have been worth the struggle even if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, I mean, this is better. But I do recognize that this is kind of luck. Like, this was not likely at all. I'm not one of those people that, like, I did, like, my big thing was, like, if I ever win an award, this is before I was even nominated for an award, but I was like, I will never go up there and be like, I'm proof that if you follow your I never wanted to say that because like it's luck. It's all about luck too, and it's also about perseverance and about like stick-to-itiveness and eating a lot of humiliating crow that where you have to like go to auditions that are embarrassing and.
Do you remember? Do you recall any embarrassing auditions?
Yeah, I mean, you audition for like all the commercials that I auditioned for, where it'd be like ugly employee, It's like, I hope I get it.
We're casting for an inflamed colon. What about Jeff Hiller? Let's bring him in for that.
I have a friend who did that, and yes. Poor Alana. She did it greatly. She did it so great. And then, of course, they cast like a beautiful woman to do it. But yes, I would have auditioned for an inflamed colon. Absolutely.
When you were a kid, were you doing local theater? Were you auditioning? Were you like, how did that manifest itself for you? You want to be an actor. You're in Texas. You have no idea how to pursue this, but you're driven to pursue it. So what did you do?
Definitely as a kid, I wasn't doing community theater. I was doing, I did the high school musicals. They did one musical a year and I would always do it because I was in the choir. But like, I never got a big role and they guaranteed you a role. If you were a senior and you'd done all three, they guaranteed you a speaking part. And, and they did Little Abner. And I was like, Little Abner is like 6'5" and I'm 6'5". And they cast me as the Earthquake Lagoon. I was like, oh man, because they were like, I'm real gay, so they were like, you're too gay. It weirds me out. It creeps me out.
Oddly enough, I'm also considered too gay for pretty much every job. And my career is mostly just playing gay dudes.
I have auditioned for multiple Michael Ian Black types.
Oh really?
Types. Yeah.
I mean,
in low rent things that you wouldn't take. Low rent stuff you wouldn't take.
Oh, no, I would take it. I'm like you. Inflamed colon? Yeah. Yes, please. I'm hosting a goddamn podcast, so there's very little I won't do.
I'm just a guest on it, so think of what I won't
do. So when you went to school, was it for acting or was it for something else?
I went to Texas Lutheran College in Seguin, Texas, which is the Harvard of Seguin.
Of course.
And I studied theater and theology.
Why theology?
I thought I was going to be a pastor.
But you have a pastor vibe.
Yeah, I'm like the kind of guy that would like, wear friendship bracelets and have like a guitar, that kind of a thing.
Is it rude to talk about the theology aspect of it? Just because I'm fascinated by theology and I'm interested in people who pursue it. Were you pursuing it as a pastor because you felt like it was you were called to from a religious point of view, or was it just something that you sort of found interesting and that you felt like you could do well?
Both. I think
and then you just decided to turn your back on God to pursue your heathen gay lifestyle. How dare you, Jeff Hiller? How dare you?
It's even worse because then I went and was working with homeless youth, and then I turned my back on them to do improv in the basement of a grocery store for free. I'm a monster.
Is faith and spirituality still a significant part of your life?
Yes. I always get weird about this question because I'm not really like, I don't go to church every Sunday, and I'm not like, I have actually been wounded and injured by the church, like the organization of the church, over the years. So it's
did you grow up a Lutheran?
Yeah.
Or okay, got it.
And they are like way more progressive than sort of the standard idea of church that you see on TV. And I grew up with them like having food banks and trying to help people who had, housing insecurity and things like that. They were good people, but the gay thing was hard. And also I loved church growing up for the community, and I found my own community, so I don't really need it for that anymore. And also I'm really into like woo stuff, astrology and
Tell me all about the woo. I love the woo stuff. It's my favorite. My absolute favorite.
Yeah. My friend Nadia taught me about this thing called human design, where it's all about it's like astrology, where it's like your birth time determines your personality. And when she read my chart or whatever, she said, you shouldn't make moves on your own. You should wait for the invitation, and that's when you will have success. And I started crying because for 20 years I'd been just like trying to shake trees and make it work. And then
you kind of got the invitation.
I did. I got the invitation. I mean, it was like 3 years later, and there was, all these auditions and a pandemic and strikes. But yes, eventually there was success.
What was that like for you? I'm going back to sort of like early days of Somebody Somewhere. You've gone from being a guy who, shows up on stuff here and there, but now like you're a pretty significant player on this little HBO show. Was there pressure involved in that? Did you put pressure on yourself? Were you able to walk on that set and be confident that Jeff Hiller is enough, that what you bring to that show every day is enough without having to sort of glom onto
question.
it?
I love it.
I'm a very good interviewer.
Let's talk about that. Yes. I mean, I will say like day one of filming, I was quite nervous, but we had done a lot of read-throughs and I just really knew the character, like backwards and forwards. And J. Duplass, who was the director of that episode of the pilot, was like he came to me and was like, "Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts." And like, no, I've done a lot of TV. A director has never come to me and said, "I want to hear your thoughts" before. No. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Right. It's like, do what you did in the audition and please do not take up any space. Thank you. And by the way, I'm good at that. I'm really good at not taking up space and doing what I did in the audition. So in that sense, it made me feel really confident that they kind of wanted me there. And like, they didn't call me by my number on the call sheet. They called me by my name, and they, and I knew Bridget and Murray, and we had like hung out and kind of bonded by then. So it got to that. And by season 2, it was like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I'm really good at this.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, I actually really mean that. Like the fact that you were able to say to yourself, I'm really good at this. Like that's a place I don't think I've ever gotten to. Like on this TV show that I'm on, every week, I don't know if you know Amber Ruffin or not, but every week I say to her, well, that's the week I get fired. And it feels like that every single week.
Really? I think you're so good on it. That's crazy. I mean,
well, they do a lot. They do a lot of editing, Jeff.
I think you all have really good chemistry, and I do.
It's CGI. It's all CGI.
Well, good. Well, then you're probably gonna get fired.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That costs a lot of money. It's not CGI.
I know. How was the writing process for you? Had you been a writer before you started writing your book?
Yeah. Well, I was at the UCB, so I'd written tons of sketches. I'm a stand-up, so I've written stand-up, and a lot of my book is based on my stand-up. And then, I've written a play and 2 movies and 6 pilots that no one has ever seen or read.
That's right. But that transition to prose isn't always as natural as you think it might be.
Right. And that's why I'm not a New York Times bestseller, because people love the audiobook because they can hear the cadence, which I developed in my stand-up, and they really love it. And it's sold like 3-to-1 audio to hardback, and New York Times doesn't count audiobooks. So thanks a lot.
So, and thank you for agreeing to read the entire book for us right now. Thank you, Jeff. That's so kind of you.
Oh, okay.
We'll just sit and we'll let you do that.
Use your Spotify minutes.
Did the show Somebody Somewhere, has that opened doors for you, and has the Emmy opened doors for you? Are you finding like you joke about sort of being in the lower middle tier of showbiz? Have you risen, do you think, to the middle tier yet? Or is it still the lower?
It's definitely not the high tier. I know that for a fact. As I like took the subway and the emergency brake stopped today, and I was like, I gotta get back for CNN. Anyway, I think the Emmy has given me a lot more respect. It hasn't like equated to a job or more money yet, but it's only been a few weeks. So maybe that'll happen. But I do feel like there are people who know who I am that would not have known who I was before I won the Emmy.
But does the Emmy mean something to you? Like, does that? I mean, obviously, it's great to win an Emmy, but thinking of yourself in those terms, does that feel fulfilling, or just like a kind of, oh, that's nice and that's cool, but it's not the be all end all?
It's kind of like when we got married, my husband and I, because not us, because
not yet.
Secret lives of Mormon gays. When I got married, I was like, let's just do this. So like, if you die, I get your money. You know what I mean? Like, that was why. It was not like romantic or beautiful or whatever. We went to the judge. It was like, I don't want to have to fight for the apartment. That's what it was. And so we went and we did it. And like in the middle of it, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And I want to share my love for my husband. And then really the outpouring of things from people was like so moving and so touching. And so when I got nominated for the Emmy, again, I had no illusions that I would win. Yeah. And so I was just like, maybe this will mean, and now I'm like, maybe I'm in the middle tier and maybe I'll get I'll get offered a job. And now I can say, you can't pay me scale because I got nominated for the Emmy. By the way, I've gotten one offer and it is at scale. And I'm taking it.
Is it for inflamed colon?
It's slightly better than that. Slightly. But anyway, when I got the Emmy, and there was like this meme going around where Bowen Yang and Michael Urie and Coleman Domingo were like cheering for me, and it was like very obviously sincere that they were cheering for me. And God,
they're very good actors.
Oh God, you're right. They should have won that award. It was just I really felt touched by the community of it in a way that I did not expect, and that has been so meaningful. I do feel like I belong to this artistic community in a way that I didn't feel previously.
That's interesting. And I would imagine that must be the great reward of it. Not the statue, not the whatever attention comes with it, but that sense that my peers, these people that I look up to and respect so much, also respect me. I can imagine that would feel like the biggest reward of it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I had to really fight because I almost, and I'm so glad I didn't do this, I almost, when I got up on stage, apologized to the other night.
You guys, I am so sorry.
Can you imagine? I really feel like, I'm sorry, you guys.
I can imagine doing it. You guys, I am
I had this
mortified.
split-second thing where I was like, that's actually more patronizing and rude. So thank God I didn't do it. But I really was like, should you say sorry? It was like the gut thing. And then the next day when I saw all of their reactions, I just really felt moved and touched by it.
What is the new job you're doing for Scale?
It's a guest star on a sitcom that hasn't come out yet.
And they're paying you Scale?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to your agent about that.
Well, my agent was like, do not take this. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. But I won't do it if anybody's out there listening right now. I'll never do it again.
That's the thing people outside of this industry don't really understand, is that the hustle never stops. There's no moment where you're like, I've made it. Totally. There's no moment where you're like, yes, I won an Emmy.
I can rest.
Yeah. No. Exactly. It never stops.
Harrison Ford is in his 80s or whatever, and he's still on a sitcom competing with whatever, the GLAAD Awards. This guy, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he's broke. I don't know if you know that. Oh, he's in bad shape.
I just saw a huge billboard of him with like whiskey. I was like, wait, you're doing ads? I really like him. I think he's great.
Of course.
Unlike the rest of the world, I like Harrison Ford.
You heard it here first, folks. Jeff Hiller taking a bold stand on Harrison Ford. I like him, says the Somebody Somewhere star.
With a shrug. I do. I really love it.
Jeff Hiller, you are such a pleasure, and it's been such a joy speaking with you. I'm so glad you took the time. And congratulations on everything. I love it when people who have been pursuing something for so long walk into that moment and see some recognition and see some success. And by the way, well-deserved success. You're terrific on that show, and I'm so excited to see what you do on this unnamed sitcom that you're getting scaled
It's
for.
like such a tiny part. And I should say they offered it to me. I didn't have to audition, so that's huge. That's huge.
That's
for me.
why you take it. When they offer you, of course you take it.
Yes. I will also say thank you to you, because my first agent, one of the first callbacks I ever got was for Michael and Michael Have Issues, and I got to meet you. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we didn't hire you?
You didn't. But the callback wasn't big enough of a win.
I'm so sorry. You would have been terrific.
No,
Whoever we hired was terrible compared to you.
Good.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for joining me on Have I Got News for Your Ears. I'm Michael Ian Black. I want to thank my guest, Emmy Award winner and all-around fun guy, Jeff Hiller, and our HIGNFY fan, Meira, for playing our game today, and my co-pilots, Jim Biederman and Jodi Lennon, and last but not least, all of you. Have I Got News for Your Ears releases new episodes every Wednesday. Don't miss an episode. Follow us on Apple, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Even better, watch the Vodcast on Spotify or on the Have I Got News for You YouTube channel. Keep an ear open. Very soon we have something fun planned to include you, our HIGNFY fans. So please follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel to find out more.